Okay, so greetings everyone. I'm Record the Second, and welcome to the More Mobs tier list. Now, these are kind of popular now. I hope they still are because I'm doing this video in advance. Anyways, if you don't know what it is, it's just ranking of certain things in category. So what I'm doing is ranking my own mobs from the More Mobs data pack, like in bio. So every time there's like a new big snapshot, I make a little meme thing or whatever. Last time I did Will Smith, and I think it's a pretty cool, neat thing to have. It's not like an advertisement for the snapshot, but kind of. It has features from the snapshot. So as well as the last video, this one's gonna be featuring some of the new mobs, but I'm not going to reveal what their names are, what they're doing. You have to wait for the video itself, which should be the same day, so it doesn't really matter, right? It's not a long wait. Regardless, let's start ranking. So in order, the order that I put this in is kind of like the order that I put them in my videos. It's not necessarily the first mob that I started working on, and it goes that way. Anyways, I don't think that really matters right now. Let's just start ranking, shall we? So mob number one, Cyclops. Cyclops is pretty epic, I must say. One of my favorite mobs, but not perfect. Okay, so let me think of where put him. I'll put him at a D. I mean a B, I'm sorry. This mob is pretty cool, but it's not very original. To be honest, I really based it off the Divine RPG Cyclops. And it's easy to fight if you are like above him. Or if you're in the water, so he's not really that difficult. And his drop doesn't do anything, so it's a pretty cool mob, but it's a B, you know. Could be better. Thing is, um he's also an undead mob, which is not what I wanted, but there's not a lot of mobs that we can use our us data packers, so it just has to be that way. But again, I'm not saying that's totally justified on my part. Anyways, next mob, miner. Ooh. Oh yeah, I forgot how to work on my own picture editing software. So where does the miner go? I like miner a lot, you know. He's a pretty chill dude. By the way, he has the sounds that is my voice. Wow, my voice cracked a little bit there. My bad, my bad. I'm not sick. I don't know what's wrong with me today, to be honest. Let's just highlight this whole thing, right? This whole guy. And move it like this. Okay, he's a bit too thick in my opinion. We just make him smaller so he fits here. So I'll put him in an A because you can make an gold ore and iron ore farm out of him, and torch farm that's like really badass. And he's a pretty cool mob. He has my epic sounds. He has a pretty nice illager. He has a cool outfit. Like everything about him is pretty cool. So I'll rank him here. Cave creeps. Now I like these mobs a lot, except they suck. They're the same problem again. So what happens with cave creep is that he goes, I think at rank C, because uh, it's not very original. It's also not really different from the original creeper that much. It's pretty spooky, and I like the texture of it. Uh, it's pissing me off a lot though. Like it's hard to deal with it in the early game. So you go to the caves around the early game, and it doesn't really make much sense to me. You know, to have this difficult foe. Uh, so yeah, you cannot approach him with your um, swords and axes because they're too close. They're blowing up too fast, so it's not really easy to fight them. It's still gonna be a problem in the late game, but it's pretty cool because it actually spices up the caves a lot. So okay, let's just move on. Next mob is gonna be the scooper. I would put him maybe at the B. He's pretty chill, but his texture isn't really nice. He doesn't also have that much functionality, but they're a pretty cute addition to the Nether. Actually, I moved them somewhere to C. Once I revamp the texture, one day hopefully, he'll gotta be at a B probably. But yeah, they're pretty much Nether bigs. They're still pretty cool, but they also not don't have their own drops just yet. I'm planning to do that, so right now it's a C. Marfear, absolutely one of my favorite mobs. Already at his S rank because These guys are incredible. When you fight one on your own, you're gonna shit your pants, bro. Because one time I was flying in the nether, traveling with my elytras, and when I saw that guy approaching me, I literally just shit my pants right away. It was amazing, bro. The chills that this guy gives you, and he's a pretty cool mob. He's one of the best looking mobs, probably the best texture in this whole pack. A really neat idea as well. One thing though, I think I misspelled him. Let me check that, because I've seen that pop up somewhere else, and it was differently spelled. So now I'm embarrassed about it, and I have to rename this entire fucking mob just because of my stupid mistake. So let me check if it's right or not. Um, I think it was Martyr, right? Martyr. Switch that. Martyr. What about Marfir? Yeah, I did misspell it. So fucking bad. I apologize in advance. Just let I go to, I know, actually, I'll keep him here. He's pretty epic. Okay, so we're done with a snapshot A 1A mobs. Let's move on to 2A, right? So this is the prisoner ghosts. I'll put him somewhere at a B. Just gotta make him a bit smaller because he's too thick. Put him at a B because he has a lot of bugs and he's not really that hard to kill. He doesn't even have a texture, just a glowing mob. So, I mean, I like him a lot. It's a cool addition, but he also doesn't have his custom sounds yet, which are gonna be really cool once I figure out how to make them good. But for now, he's gonna be at a B. He's a pretty chill mob, but it could be much better. So now, move on to Nether Spider. These are gonna be at an A. Reason? Because they are really awesome. One problem with them that I really don't like is once you go to the nether at first, they are really hard to kill. Like, too hard. I kept dying and dying and dying until I just figured out the pattern. And it's not impossible to fight them, but it's really hard. You have to time it like perfectly. Shield it perfectly, have a lot of space, don't have any other mobs around. Like, you have to be really lucky to get this guy down. But it's gonna have a really cool drop too. And it doesn't have really much of a texture yet. I'm gonna work on that too. But so far, I really like this mob. It's pretty cool. Actually, you know what? I'm moving to like a B maybe because he could be better. So that's it, right? Let's go to the demon. Now, demon is easily S. I love these guys. They're not like incredibly difficult to fight, but they are a really cool challenge, and they're not even that common. I haven't seen them in a while actually when was playing myself. But the thing is, they have cool skins, and they are a pretty tough enemy, and they drop a useful resource, and they're not that common. So like everything about this mob, I like. No complaints. Next mob, Ender Sentinel. I put him at an S rank as well. Like everything about this mob satisfies me except one thing. I'll put it here then. So Ender Sentinels are the Ender mob that is basically a really little obstacle in fighting the Ender Dragon just to make the fight more interesting. So they walk around and they're really slow, but they're incredibly strong. And they also drop obsidian, so farmable obsidian finally. That is incredibly epic. So yeah, this mob is mostly good. I like the texture, I like the look, I like the feel. One problem: this mob is an undead mob. Again, cannot change that, but it's not supposed to be really. Um, maybe we'll make them passive towards villagers and other stuff like that. We'll see. It's a little bit too much work because it's got to be running a lot of commands, not necessarily needed. But for the details, you can risk some of that. So right now it's an A. Good mob. Next mob, Ender Phantom. I also want to put them at an A, but they're not the best. So Ender Phantoms are like usual Phantoms, but they are bigger, stronger, and have less health. They can also teleport. So I like a lot about this mob, except I've seen a lot of other Ender Phantoms, and they're not necessarily the same way I did mine, but they are, same thing. Because, I mean, I have an idea why so many people had the same concept in their mind. It's probably because in one of the snapshots, it used to be an Ender mob as well. So naturally a lot of people thought, well, what if we had another Ender mob? This is gonna be the Phantom. So yeah, just because it's not as original, I'll put it in an A. But I like this mob a lot. I like the texture. Some people say the texture sucks, but in my opinion, it's a good one. Um, yeah, it's actually more detailed than you see. Anyways, let's move on. So these mobs are from Snapshot 3A. I'm not gonna say a single thing about them. I'm just gonna rank them, and yeah, no comments, I guess. So this guy, oh that's not what I want to do. Hold on. Okay, so this guy. Also apologize for the lag in Paint.net. Um, or like Paint.net. Haha, got him. Oof. Alright, never mind what I just said. Yeah, it's a little bit laggy because it took a lot to assemble this thing. So yeah, I'm just gonna rank these mobs like this. I'm not gonna explain a single thing about it. Oof. That's easily an S right there. Okay, finally somebody the thick rank. Cause that guy's hella thick. You gotta see. That mob. Probably here. So again, remember this is my own ranking. I made all these mobs, so none of them got a D or an F, because I think none of them are that bad. And if you have your own experiences with my mobs, don't hesitate to share them in the comments or whatever, whenever you want, basically. So look out for the new snapshot. It's gonna be really epic, and it's gonna be also not updated to 1.14 unfortunately just yet. I'm going to do that very soon as soon as Optifine comes out. But for now, um, that's what you have. Also, 1.13.1 has to come out before uh, I update, because 1.14 itself has a really crucial bug that breaks my spawning system, and that's a no-no. I cannot release a version like that, so I've got to wait for that too. Maybe it already came out when I'm recording this. I mean, after the video's out. So I don't know, but we'll see. Anyways, that's my tier list. Share your tier lists if you want as well. Hit that like, I guess. Smash subscribe. Ring my bell, and as always, stay